Done.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ronak Raja, and I'm your program quality manager. And once again, I would like to welcome you all to this 18th session of Wednesday Wisdoms. On behalf of Division B MNS, I would like to welcome each one of you to this session today. And as always, we have a very interesting topic today, which we are going to present in front of you. Today's session is super special because every time we bring you a new topic, a new subject, and a new speaker to talk on that particular topic. But this time we don't have one, but four amazing speakers who are going to take us down a super journey of their life for the past from the past 1 year, and are going to tell you what it means to be an area director. I think Charles Dickens has written a book called as The Tale of Two Cities. Today we are going to write a new book. It's called The Tale from Four Cities because we have four area directors from four beautiful cities who are going to narrate their beautiful experiences in front of you. So what? And I'm sure that to all the newcomers, a few terms might seem alien. What is an area director? Who is this person? What is so special about this? And what are we going to decode in the next 1 hour? Let me just tell you. I'm sure in your club there would be instances where suddenly your club is on your best behavior. It's almost as if the principal of the school is visiting a class and the students are on their best behavior. That principal for a club is none other than the area director. And since we are going to have area director elections very soon, we thought this is the right time to do a talk or like a session on chronicles of being an area director. And it's best if it comes from the horse's mouth. So again, as I reiterate, we have very four special speakers who are going to come and narrate their experiences. So let us jump into the session. What we have done is today's session we have divided into four parts. We are trying to decode this particular aspect of area director from four different viewpoints. One would be the practical aspects of being an area director, what it means to be an AD, what it takes to be an AD, and what practically it entails. We know a lot from the TM manual or from the TI website what an area director is, but what it really means to be an AD on ground would be the first part. And of course, there will be subsequent parts which I will talk about as and when they come upon. So with that, let me introduce you the first speaker, the first area director from the vibrant city of state of Gujarat, who is here to tell us about her experience. Though this person requires none of these speakers require any introduction whatsoever. I'm sure all of you know them, but yet again, since it's my duty, as they say, I'm just going to do it. The speaker for today, the first speaker, is a Toastmaster from the Toastmaster Club of Baroda and a dual member from Wat Thi Gujarati Toastmasters Club. She's been a Toastmaster from 2016 and she has chartered two new clubs in this current term. When I asked her what her hobbies were, she told me that they are traveling, dancing, networking, and of course, she's here making new friends. So please join me in welcoming under spotlight the first speaker for today, Toastmaster Neha Bhatt. Neha, the stage is yours.
So much, Ronak, for that wonderful introduction. I'm here today with my co-area directors. But let me just start by telling you all, let me take you to previous 2 years. When I was at 2018, I guess, and at that point of time, I had applied for area director, but wasn't selected. Well, as they say, failures are the stepping stones to success. And that's what happened to me. I just not let all my desires for serving the community let loose there, but I started from there, started researching of what all special qualities do I need to become area director. Of course, I had been in that interview and were rejected, but I cultivated that knowledge. Now, when I tell you in front of you at 2020-21, currently being an area director was no less feat, guys, and that too in this challenging times. And I'm sure I see Joylin nodding and doing some gestures, and he agrees to it. The generic roles of area director. Now, let me just put it very candidly here. What Ronak just said was true, but I don't want to horrify with all that. So I'll tell you, area director is not a principal. Okay, he's or she is your friend, your buddy, just as he or she was in one of the clubs that you are a member of. And when you become area director, the more proficient you become for your responsibilities, not just for one particular club that you belong to, but also your co-clubs that forms an area. So apart from just letting the health and wealth, when I say health and wealth, I mean health by membership strengths, of course you all would agree, and wealth not by monetary but by your DCP points. The club being in well-being is your first and foremost priority to see. The second most priority is, of course, you are the first district officer in the hierarchy. And as a district officer, you have to attend all the district executive committee meetings and even the council meetings. Having said that, I don't want to discuss more about it, but I'll tell you about what your responsibilities are for your clubs. I would say, apart from just visiting the club, when, as the Toastmasters manual say that you have to visit club twice, just not limited to twice. Go there whenever you are free and don't just wait for invites. I have seen and I have myself been in that position that I'm not able to make time out and attend club meetings. But your attention should not deviate while your responsibilities are doubling. Club is always the focal point, and one should always remember that. Having said that, one point that I would like to tell you is innovation and you. That will lead you to success. So always have innovative, thoughtful ideas. Just as you see the area director's journey that you have seen all the area directors, and if you see the dashboard today of District 98, we are flourishing, and that's because only and only the area directors and the division directors have guided them with the thoughtful, innovative approach this year. Otherwise, assume just that it was very difficult to open any clubs while we were online, isn't it? So always be thoughtful, creative, and have synergy with your club members, because they are the one who are going to help you with your vision, with your goals. And at the end, when you're standing where we all are standing today, they are there to celebrate with you. So bottom line is just enjoy the process of being an area director, and of course your division directors will be there always to guide you and tell you this is to be done, this is not to be done. So just enjoy the process and rest will be taken care of. Ronak, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nia, for sharing your experience and some practical on-ground tips. I'm sure they were helpful to a lot of people who are considering this role. Now let us move on to the next speaker. This speaker absolutely needs no introduction because he's probably the most omnipresent member that I personally know, who is literally everywhere. Like every contest, every discussion, every meeting, you will not, you will definitely see this person being an active member of that particular session. So, but again, let me just introduce him quickly for those very few who don't know him. He's been a member since 2018. He is a member of Agnell's Toastmasters Club. And when I asked him what his hobbies are, he said it's reading, networking, and well, playing tennis. So join me in welcoming under spotlight the next area director, the next leader for today, Toastmaster Sanish.
Thank you, Ronak, for that wonderful introduction. I am feeling elated listening to that introduction, omnipresent. Now I
Thank
would
you.
first request everybody to on their videos. So it's more like a chit chat. I would like to see the faces. It's an amazing opportunity. I would call out people, Ravi, Nilesh, thanks for switching on the videos. Ankit, Aditya. So whoever can, I would request everybody to switch on their videos. It's okay. Since I am the person in the spotlight, I need to be in formals, and my fellow directors, you all have the liberty today to be in the casuals. And I understand the most of the attendees who are attending with the expectation of understanding the area director role. Maybe they want to take up in the future the role. So let me tell something about myself. I took up the Toastmasters journey around 3 years back. I joined as a Toastmaster. And before that, I had joined, I visited as a guest. And one of the area directors attended the meeting. I came to realize much later he was an area director, but the persona, the character, the charm he carried, and the way he was interacting with all of us, even with me as a guest, I was flattered. And he invited us to attend a area conference, which was supposed to happen the next day. I could have never imagined like I would see myself standing as an area director. And last year, somewhere the peers, the leaders in the club and outside encouraged me to apply for that role. So I would like to encourage every person who is attending today, all the 54 minus the 5 people we are here today, to apply for the area director role. It's an amazing experience and you get to learn a lot during that journey. Now, few aspects which I would like to bring to the attention, which I believe will help you, is that how Neha mentioned, area director is the first step of the leadership hierarchy and possibly the connection between the district and the club. So whatever information the district wants to pass to the club or the members, it is passed to the area director. So the area director has an area council group which comprises of president, vice president education, and vice president membership. So you have to learn to develop that relationship with this key personnel of the club. And that is going to be very vital over the next 1 year. It will help you to develop and prosper the relation as well as the area on a larger basis. Because all the information, like when the area contest will be held, when the division contest will be held, so all this information will be passed through the area director and will help the club executive officers to plan accordingly, whatever they need to plan. Now coming to the other aspect, the goal setting. So the club executive officers have planned, depending on the club, whether it's a strong club or the club which has its own set of challenges. They may plan to go for select distinguished, president distinguished, or depending what they want to go. So as an area director, you can help them in forming the club success plan because whatever goal the club executive committee wants to achieve or envision, we as area directors are help them to support whatever resources they provide and empower the leaders, the club leaders, so that they can in turn help the members to benefit from the communication and leadership challenges. Now you must have been seeing like various information, the flyers, all is communicated first to area council group and later on cascaded various platform so that the members are aware of the various opportunities that is available and they can take benefit of the same. Another thing I would like to talk about is supporting the clubs. Now the clubs also conducts contests, as I mentioned, and some of the clubs are newly formed clubs and they would need more help. Some clubs have already been established. Some clubs are newly formed, but they may have excom who are already experienced. Now, depending upon club to club, your availability and the guidance which you have to provide as an area director will vary. And that is what I had also done, depending on the requirement of each of the club in my area. Some clubs went ahead, they knew whom to connect in terms of chief judge, whereas some clubs needed help in terms of identifying the scene. And one final thing I would like to highlight for an area director is in terms of setting up new clubs in the area. And there is a lot of requirement for conducting PR activities and demo meetings for the scene. So you need the help of each and every member of your area. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and thank you, and over to you, Ronak.
Thank you so much, Anish, for decoding the actual elements that go into being AD or an area director, and actually helping us to understand what actually the roles and responsibilities of an area director are. Let's move on to the next part. I think the most important question that I have, or many of you who are planning to, apply tomorrow would be have, okay, I know what it means to be an area director, and I definitely want to be one. But time kaha hai? How do I find time to be one? Like, because I am right now in a lockdown, I'm probably going to be in lockdown for the next 6 months. I have a family, I have a lot of people that I need to give my time to. I have a very hectic job, but how do I manage? And I obviously want to give my entire time to devoting time to pathways. And how do I actually find time to be an area director? To answer this, we have a very, very committed father who is going to help you answer all your doubts. So, without much ado, let me welcome the next speaker, the third leader who is going to speak today. He's been a Toastmaster since last 5.5 years. He is come here virtually all the way from Pune. I have a very soft corner for him because he also happens to be a member of the club that I started my journey in Toastmasters back from last 10 years. And when I asked him what his hobby was, he said it's feeding his son and putting him to sleep. So that's the reason I said he's a super committed father and also a super committed area director. So help me welcome under spotlight the third.
Audio video check. Are you guys able to hear me clearly? Okay, perfect. So first of all, if you all are guessing why am I so nicely dressed with the card on, a jacket, a nice formal shirt. If you are married and you need to take time out for a Toastmaster meeting at 9 in the night, especially when you have to feed your son, this is the only way your wife is going to think that you're going to do something really nice, and she will not tell you anything. Okay, jokes apart, I want to see some smiles on your faces. So I don't believe in the spotlight mode. Okay, so what I do is I change my view to gallery view because I want to see each and every one of you, and I want to see smiles on your face while you are listening to me. So let's come to this very important aspect called as time. Okay, I want you all to raise your hand. Whoever has a video on can raise your hand. Whoever does not have your video on, it's absolutely fine. Some meetings, even I sit in my sleeveless t-shirts. That's absolutely fine. Understood. If you have your videos on, you can raise your hand. If you don't have, you can use the thumbs up option that is there in the reactions. How many of y'all, whenever you all take something new in your something new, when you plan for something new about which you have no idea at all, or maybe a little vague idea, think that when I will do this up, I will do point number 1, I will do point number 2, I'll do point number 3, I'll do point number 4, and I'll have 5-6 different points listed. How many of y'all think about it? Raise your hands. Yes. And till now, you must have thought about this for say 10 occasions. Out of the 10, how many times have you all found time to do all the points that you have got? 2 of them out of the 10, 2 of them, 3. No, don't find time to do all of things. That is exactly what it is to be an area director and to manage your time. Trust me, when I became an area director, I had a number of things I had planned for. Okay, I gave my interview. After 2-3 days, my son was born. And by the time my term started as an area director, my son was 1 month old. Okay, who never used to go to his mom to sleep, who always needed daddy to sleep. So it was difficult. But in all this process, what really happened is you figured out what is it that you need to do and how is it that you need to do. For example, Sunny spoke about good clubs that are doing really well. He spoke about struggling clubs. So you need to, as an area director, you need to find out which club you need to give time and for what. You might want to give a good club time, but to attend certain important meetings so that they know you are there and answer their questions if they have any doubt. Most of the time, good clubs will do most of the things on their own. They need you just to support. But the struggling clubs might need some more time because they are not, they are in the formation of building, or it has happened that somewhere in between something has gone wrong. All new members are there. They don't know what to do. So that juggling of time, you will know only once you get your clubs in hand. Now, to be really frank, when I started as an area director, I had 4 clubs in hand. And thanks to entire COVID situation, there were 2 clubs that were doing really good. One being my home club. Okay. And there was 2 other clubs that were not even having meetings. Okay. Not even having meetings. So as an area director, what is it that I could do? First and foremost, my whole idea was to approach the clubs, both the clubs that were not having meetings. Okay. One of the clubs I approached 3 times, no reply. This is the time when you need to take a firm call and tell yourself, okay, I have given enough time to this. I do not see a reply. Let's go on our hold. Let me concentrate on the other club that is giving me time. And that is when I had a club that did not have meetings, which today has meetings every week. Okay. And is also got its 5 DCP points. I'm still struggling with the membership, but it happens. I am still putting in time. But you have to understand where is it that you need to put your time. So what will you do to put your time? I am working in a corporate. Okay. I work for a corporate. I am on a managerial role, which takes almost 8 to 10 hours of my day. Considering I'm a father, okay, of a 1-year-old who's going to be 1 year very soon, takes another 1.5 hour of my day. So where do I find time? So I find time somewhere in between all of this. Most of the days, Monday to Fridays, I do whatever I can in between by calling. I don't wait on messages or wait for the messages to go and the messages to come. I know WhatsApp is a very big deal and everything can be done. So to save your time, if at all you can, since you have only 3 or 4 clubs as an area director, max to max 5, try to call the person and speak to him. That will resolve your issue most of the times. Second most important thing, you don't have to do everything. Your time is not for everything. Okay. And you as an area director don't need to work only in your area or with only your area. Take help. There are, Neha spoke about division directors, right, who are going to help you. I am saying take help from area directors from your division. For example, I am a C4 director. When I had to do a conference or a contest for my area, I thought, why not take C5 as well, and C4 and C5 will do it together. Instead of we spending 2 hours each, we got it done in 3 hours, both the areas. So think about how you can take help from others, okay, to save on your time. So that is also very important. Okay. And the third and the most important thing, what I would want to say is understand that, you don't have to do everything. Okay. As an area director, your job is to get the area contest done. I'm giving you an example. Doesn't mean you have to run the area contest. You can appoint a convener. What are you doing? You are delegating your job. At the same time, you are making someone else ready for that role. So help others also learn while you are being the area director. Okay, that way you will end up saving most of the time. I will take the questions later. I do not have much time right now. Ravi is waiting for me, and trust me, if I don't give it to Ravi, Ravi might come all the way from Hyderabad here. So that's it. I'll take questions once Ravi finishes. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Ronak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joylan, for really breaking it down so well. Really, I think if Nolan would have made a movie, I think he would have put some sentences from that one. Like, you really made time easy, and that's I think what he does really well. So with that, let's move on to the fourth aspect. Now the obvious question is, okay, you know what, I want to be an area director, I will be an area director, but what's in for me? Like, what are my key learnings, or what is my key takeaway? And for that, we have the fourth speaker who is going to help you understand that, all the way from Hyderabad. And he is someone, again, who has been a Toastmaster for last 6 years. He is a working student for last 25 years. That's how he puts it. And he is currently a member of VJRM Toastmasters. So without so help me welcome under spotlight the fourth leader for today, who is going to help you understand delegation, patience, multitasking, and conflict management. Let's welcome Toastmaster Ravi under spotlight. Over to you, Toastmaster Ravi.
Thank you so much, Ronak. So the very first thing that we observe when we talk about learning curve is what is in it for me. I'm directly jumping to the topic because I have so much for you guys today. The first and foremost task that I have learned in this journey so far is how I am a patient listener. So when I say this as an area director, the first and the foremost task we all learn is to be a good listener. All right. Each and every club has their own challenges. We as an AD are there to assist them, but not to rule them. This is a very important point. So we have to listen to their problem, give them appropriate solutions, and most importantly, we need to give them time. And when you do this, you know that at the very first go, the problems won't resolve. So that is where your patience coming to picture. So you have to be patient enough to ensure that you get to master it. So that was the first learning. With listening, you get to understand how patient it is important, how important it is to be patient. So while I go to the second point, it is all about multitasking and how are we going to deal with it. So multitasking is not doing two things at a time. It can be also at a particular point of period where you have to deal with multiple things. So right when you think that your XCOM is ready, your team is all set, then the district leaders come up to you and say, hey, this is where you have to perform. This is your TLTP. This is your area council meetings. This is your MOU. This is your AOU, etc., etc. Everything they will bring it to you. And not just that, on top of that, they will ask you to work for CET, PQ, PR, and also at the same time perform with other districts. I don't understand the concept why. You have to be a district leader there. That's where multitasking plays a very important role. And what you will understand here is every Sunday you have to dedicate time to it. And while you do that, you have to talk about the importance of Toastmasters while you're doing dishes. Very important task. You have to manage a house at the same time manage your Toastmasters as well. So time management plays an important role, and that you will learn while doing multitasking. Well, that being the second point, the third point is delegation. And we talk about delegation of tasks, it is very important and essential that we all delegate tasks to one another. At a club level, you can manage it very well because you are alone and you're dealing with one particular club. But when you're an area director, it is very important because you have 4 different clubs. And in fact, sometimes you also might have a reviving club, existing club, surviving club, dead club, everything they'll bring it to you and ask you to revive it. So when you have to deal with such particular tasks, you need people. And when you need people, you need to have networking. So it is very important that when you're trying to delegate tasks, you should also know how networking skills you are good at and how you can develop them. So while I say that, we are going for the fourth point, which is negotiation skills. It is said in a famous dialogue that kuch paane ke liye kuch khona zaruri hai. So right when you have to negotiate with people, it is always important that what you give them to take something from them. If I have to talk to Joylan today, and if I need an education session from him tomorrow, I need to sit with him probably to have a beer the other day and get to learn about this task. So this is how negotiation skills come into picture. So that's where win-win, if you need a win-win situation for you or for your clubs, it is always important that we understand negotiation skills and learn how to have a grasp about win-win situation. While I say this, the fifth and the final most important point that I would like to bring to you, and the most important point which we all will come across, is conflict management. This is a very major particular area about an area director where you come across conflicts within the clubs, conflicts within the members of the clubs, conflicts within the areas, and conflicts between all the district officers. You are there to present and represent the area club members, everybody, and you're equally responsible to it. So right when there, that's where what plays an important role, people's management. You should understand the perspective of a person and how good you can deal with it to ensure that you are understanding both the parties and deal with it very carefully. So these are the few learnings, and I would like to summarize it for you. One, you have to be a patient listener, and that will help your listening skills. The second one is being multitasking, and that will help you with your time management. And the third one is delegation of your task, and that will help you with your networking skills. And the fourth one is conflict management, and that will help you with people's management. And finally, fifth one is negotiation skills, wherein you will learn about win-win situations. So this has helped me to transform from a procrastinator to a planner, from a student to a mentor, and from a Toastmaster to an area director. With this, over to you, Ronak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ravi. It almost felt like an evaluation contest right now. You had you had your points in place. You summarized well at the end. And if I was a voting judge, I know my winner right over here. It almost was like a speech plus evaluation contest. You injected humor, so a job well done. Kudos to you. A great job, Toastmaster Ravi, for breaking down those learnings so very clearly. Now, next up, now that you have heard from the four leaders, what we'll do is we'll have a quick panel discussion. We have a few questions, and we would be asking them to the leaders to just understand, better on a few aspects that they spoke about. My first question would be to you, Toastmaster Neha. The question is, you spoke about being an area director and how you joined in 2016 and you became an area director finally last year. When is the right time to be an area director? I mean, a lot of people have joined at various time, but when do you decide that, now I'm ready to be an ED? When were you? Over to you, Neha.
Thank you so much for that question, Ronak. When you were just telling that question, I see a smile at Ravi's face, and that answers it all. For those who knows me and know Ravi also, there's no such timeline as to when you can be area director. Like if I tell you, you can be area director right at 4 years after you join Toastmasters, or if I can tell you, you can be area director tomorrow. There is no such timeline. It is just as much as you're ready in terms of readiness to serve, readiness with your resources, information, and of course, the knowledge, wisdom that comes along with the resources. And the most important is the passion. And there will be times when during the 1 year, you will be down and you will be thinking, why I am here. At that point of time, just remember why you opted for it. And I think that would drive you back with your passion. So I think all of it will sum it up as why and what is the right time for becoming an area director.
Thank you so much, Neha. So I think a lot of people who are wondering whether to apply or not, or whether it's the right time, I think that is a very beautifully articulated answer, and I think that people have a lot to ponder upon this, and decide whether they want to pitch in for this particular route. Next, we move on to Sanish. Sanish, you spoke about what the role entails, etc. A lot of times, you're faced with maybe like two or three new clubs in your area, and you just have one, or rather, if I may use a word, a senior club, and still you need like judges or chief judges or role holders for a contest. How do you do that? How do you find the right role takers if you are if you have a lot of new clubs in your area?
Thank you, Ronak. So one of the things which has helped me was like the fellow area directors as well as the whole division BSM working together. So that allowed me to network with the leaders across the division easily. And believe me, today I said in my hobbies, networking is an hobby. But if you had asked me that 1 year back, no, networking wasn't a hobby. You would find me sitting alone in a room, corner of the room, or in any conference where I go, how to interact with people. So networking is one of the ways, and being an area director, visiting, you get the opportunity to hold various TLTP programs, connect with leaders, as well as you have various networks. Now, I have the friendship of Neha, Joyle, and Ravi. So whenever I do not get the contacts, so virtual platform provides that flexibility. We can have resources available not just from within Bombay, but I would dare say within throughout the world. So somewhere Zoom and virtual platform has made that easy in terms of getting access of resources.
Sure. Thank you, Sanish. I mean that really opens up a lot to discussion. In fact, it said that the world has become a global village, but I think the pandemic has shown us that it's your computer is actually your entire globe, and you can actually reach out to any member across the world. And it's great to see the kind of friendship, the camaraderie that you four of you share, being from four different cities. And that's Toastmasters should note that the resources are not only available in your own area or in your own club. You can just reach out to the next club, next district, next division, and help will be found to those who want it, as Dumbledore says. With that, let's move on to Toastmaster Joylan. uh, Toastmaster Joylan, I think one important question is, a lot of people think that I'm free right now, like today I'm free, so I can apply for the role tomorrow. I don't have an assignment, probably I'm on a bench, probably I'm laid off or whatever it is. But tomorrow, maybe like 2-3 months down the line, I have lot of work, and maybe I'm getting married, or maybe I have a kid, as what happened with you. How do you solve that particular issue? Because 1 year is a long time to plan, right? So maybe 3, 6, 8, 9 months down the line, you're faced with something that's going to suck a lot of time from your life. How do you tackle that particular issue? Toastmaster Joylan.
Yes, thank you, Ronak. So this is a very, very, difficult question actually to answer, because nobody can, as you said, nobody can define or say what's going to happen 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, maybe 9 months down the line. In this case, you see, I always say, so if you're thinking that I have not been busy, it's not that way. Let me tell you that when the division contest was happening, okay, division contest was happening last in the first term of my the first 6 months, for humorous speech contest and the evaluation contest. When it was happening for that, it was very difficult, because that time in my corporate, I come from a support perspective, so we have something called as a release. And that release, when it happens, we work for 48 72 hours, and that happens on the weekend. Okay, very, very difficult. And contest happening at the same time. This is where I spoke earlier about taking help. Okay, don't ever think that if you are the area director, you have to do everything. Take help. We are all human beings, and we need help. Okay, tough times will come, and if in these tough times we cannot build friends, it will be very difficult for us to go forward. Toastmasters is giving you this entire platform to build friends. When you are at the club level, your chance of networking is limited. Use this role of an area director to network, not only in your division, go across division. Okay, I'll be very frank. Me, Neha, Sunish, Ravi, we all met in Jaipur. Okay, we met in Jaipur. That was the only time we all four met in person. But we still talk to each other. We know things about each other. That is because we network. We speak to each other. We even after having met once, I always say, Neha, whenever you have to wish Neha, do you know what they say in Chinese? Ni ha. Okay, so I always do that. So you should say ni ha. So it's okay. Get to know people. What I'm trying to say is get to know people, because if you don't get to know people, if you don't network, if you don't get along, you will always be stuck with yourself, and you'll always think, I don't have the time, which is not the case as an area director. Use your time. Today, if Neha is helping me, tomorrow, understand Neha might be having something. Give her your time when you are free. So use that balance. It's if you are busy at times, that's understood. Nobody is going to come and force you as an area director. You are busy, do it. Plan it. If you know that your area contest is falling around your event, maybe a marriage or something. Very, very good example. We managed the entire division contest. Okay, even though I was busy, me and the other area directors, because our division director was getting married on the day of the division contest. Okay, so me and the area directors, very, very understood. We put it up to him. When the division contest was going to happen in this term, we told him, Sanjay, you enjoyed your marriage last time. Now we will enjoy, you do it. We told him jokingly. but we did it. So that is what I'm trying to say. I'll hand it over to Ronak again. Use your time, understand what you have with you. You have a lot of friends. Don't treat area directors, division directors as area directors, division directors. We are all friends. We are all there to help you. Use that. Yeah, over to you, Ronak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joylen. I think a great man once said, "Your net worth is your net work," and I think that is really being proved today in this, in this discussion today. Toastmaster Ravi, I wanted to ask you. Joylen just spoke about, you guys met at Jaipur. What is that about? Is there a life beyond area director, like beyond, just helping your area? What is this? What happened in Jaipur? Like, why did you go to Jaipur? So, what is this? Social aspect of being an area director.
So this is the best and also the worst part. So this is known as the district officers training program. So wherein the best part is all about the networking. So the networking, you get to meet with all people. Although we met only for once, me, Sunish, Neha, we are so close today. And in fact, we're glad, and in fact, Hardik as well, not to forget. That is the reason why I'm here today. So we all got to know, we all discussed, we all dedicated our time, 3 days there, to have the learnings that we all wanted to. Because we were halfway there through our AD journey. And the other half was to understand how better we can deal with things in order to make sure the District 98 can achieve success. Well, that's this being the best part. The worst part is that we all fight, come there, fight against each other. Fight in terms of talk about our clubs. We'll say, okay, I'm from division A, my club is president distinguished, I'm doing this, I've done that, I've done this, what about you? So this is similar to something ISC. You go there and you discuss and be with people, but that being the worst part, and it's completely fine. It's all about you ignoring the things when around, especially take back the learnings from what you can get from people and get back to your state and get back to your district, work on it. So it has been a wonderful journey. We were almost close to 70 to 80 people, and we have had so much amount of fun there. So I'm sure if you are an area director, one best thing that can possibly happen, is definitely DOTP.
Sure. Thank you so much. Sounds like a lot of fun, Ravi. I hope everyone had fun. Hardik definitely had that sadistic smile on his face all throughout when you were speaking. So, and that's the time when I know it was a lot of fun. So let's move on to this next question. Sanish, this next question is to you. You said that there is an area council that you typically work with, and you dabble in some PR activities. Can you just throw some light upon what an area council is? Like, who are these people that you typically work with, and what sort of PR activities do you run?
So area council comprises of the area director, the president or the vice president education, and the vice president membership of the club. So of all the clubs in your respective areas. So these all these people together form the area council. Now in terms of the PR activities, currently for us, we had the PR extension for the division itself, for division B, M, and S. So they were mostly creating all the PR related activities in terms of flyer and everything. Nowadays, you must be receiving the eloquence related messages also, which is also flowed through the division PRT. And as well as there is a division page on Facebook as well. So it is to ensure that all the opportunities in terms of whether it be meetings of various other clubs or be it occasions like the Wednesday Wisdoms which we have. Also, there is something like Toastmasters of Mumbai in the WhatsApp group. So all these things are made to ensure that every member of all the clubs across, they come to know all these opportunities and take advantage of them so that no information is missed.
Okay, sure. Thanks a lot, Sanish. In fact, Hardik has just put in the Instagram handle on the chat. So anyone who isn't aware of this particular Instagram account, please do follow it. There are a lot of great updates on this particular account all the time. Next question, I think, would be to you, Ravi. You spoke about conflict management, right? And of course, I think conflict is also a big part of Toastmasters. I mean, as you ascend the ladder and you go up, and you meet a lot of people. There are bound to be conflicts in clubs, within areas, etc. Can you just probably throw some light on a conflict that you came across, or you solved, or how you handled it?
So there was this one conflict which happened between two members of a club. So the VPPR didn't agree to do posters just because the VP education scolded him. Now, why VP Education scolded him? Because the organization told them that we need another poster also in our organization with our brand compliance. Now, VP Education didn't intend to scold him, but his attitude or his voice or his tone or his choice of words are in such a way that it felt very abusive for the other person here. Now, the first thing he did is to go and directly meet division director. That's where the division director came up to me and said, Ravi, this is up to you. This is a small thing that you have to discuss and talk to them and let things done with. So I talked to the president before I interacted with both of them. I asked them, what is the issue? So they said VPPR is not doing posters. And then whether I asked them whether I can be involved. Again, I wanted to summarize one point here. We are just here to assist them. We are not here to rule them. So what I did is I had to approach them, ask their permission for, and then I went on to talk to them. So when I was listening to both of them, there was a misunderstanding between them. It's nothing more than that. And most of the conflicts that happens in this particular platform happens due to misconception and miscommunication, and especially the choice of words. So as an area director, it is equally important for you to play a role to convince both of them with the same logic again, using and not to ensure that they are being misunderstood or not miscommunicated, and at the same time being very clear with what the choice of words that you're going to select. With that way, I help them out, make sure that they both joined a Zoom meeting. We all together solve this query and close it off. They are good friends today. I'm glad.
Great. Thank you so much, Ravi, for sharing that insight and helping us, resolve conflict. So just to follow up to this question, I think Neha, this next question to Neha is to you. You said, you need to be a friend or you should have great synergy with club members. Now there will be definitely one tough club in your kitty, wherein you don't share a great rapport, maybe because they are new, they don't know, they don't have that much time, they don't have the sort of commitment which the other clubs have, and that's typically a complaint of a lot of ads that I have met in so many years. How have you tackled this particular issue, or did you even face this issue ever?
So this sort of issues are more prevalent to corporate clubs. And even I had that issue. I would not term it as an issue, but the challenge, I would say. So of course, the excom of any club is very charged up because they know their responsibilities, but members aren't very charged up there. So what do you need to do as an area director? As Ravi rightly said, that you don't have to be a ruling authority there, but you have to be a team member. So just recently, one of my club was facing challenge with, you know, becoming 20 member strength as it was needed for the BCP. And I started going to their meetings. As I said right in the beginning, that it's not just only twice that you're needed to visit the club, but also when the clubs need you. I have come across a lot of questions coming from members that what is the responsibility? Is it something which is only slated, or is it something which comes from within? And that is the responsibility that comes from within, and it is not recorded or slated anywhere. It is your moral responsibility that your members, your folks are doing very good and they feel proud about what they are doing. And that's how, so if they are feeling challenges in fixing up role players, you can ask your other club members to fill in, pitch in, and help them. So we had this joint meetings, I would say, with other corporate clubs, community clubs, which help them bring that energy back within the members. Also, we did kind of, so I'm a party animal, so I celebrate a lot. And that's how you feel and make your people feel good about Toastmasters, because it's, as Joylin said, you have your work, you have your family, and then you have Toastmasters. So it's all head on responsibility. So you have to feel little good, light, and not feeling that you're, doing so much over the day. That I think should help. Yes, Joylin, I think
Thank you so
Joylin
much.
wants
Yes,
to say
Joylin,
something.
you want to add?
Yes, sorry, Ronak. I just wanted to add one thing that, that helped me a lot in this time. See, when we are talking about established clubs, right, the XCOM and all does well. Now, what Neha talked about is sometimes it happens with a corporate club or sometimes it might happen with a community club. where the membership count is low. And when I'm talking about low, I'm talking about a membership count of 5, 6. Okay. In these clubs, right, you don't go with the intention of connecting only with the president or the VP education or the VP membership. Understand that. Try to find out who is that one Toastmaster in that club, who is a dedicated Toastmaster and really wants to do something. Okay, this helped me with one of the clubs. Okay, the elections happened, so I became an area director in July. As I said, that club was not functional. I spoke to them. Somehow by the end of July, I got the elections to be done. We had 17. We somehow the HR rolled out a policy that they will pay for the next 6 months. We got 17, 10 more people. 7 were there. We got 10 more people. And from the 10 new people applied for president, VP education and all that. Okay, and they got into it. But by the time we reached November, December, okay, and that next renewal cycle came March, out of the 17, only 4 people were left who were interested. Even the president did not renew his membership. Okay, so this is where you need to understand that don't only be in touch. So I was always in touch with one person who was the VP PR at that time, because I knew about his interest in Toastmasters. Today, that person has gone up to finish level 3. Okay, he's now the president of the club. So I feel really proud, and he's seen to it that yes, we have got 5 DCP points. And today, I can say that I don't even need to follow up with him. He knows what needs to be done for his club to grow up. So you don't have to run behind them. Make them responsible, and make them lead the club. You're there as an area director to help them, not to bring them up. Let them bring themselves up. You tell them how they can do it. Let them do it. Don't do it for them. So that is very important. Don't just be in touch with the president. Understand that one person, especially this is just for an area director who's going to come in. I'm telling you, you're going to have a lot of challenge. COVID situation, lot of dying clubs will be there that will be in your area. You have to help these clubs grow, and that is by building a lead, finding that one person who will be there, working there, and help it grow. Yep. Thank you. Over to you, Ronak.
Thank you so much, Neha and Jolin. I think that was really a great piece of advice. Finding the right sort of people is extremely important, and that's what keeps the engine going. So thank you so much. We will end the panel discussion over here. We will move on to audience questions now. I'm sure that after this fantastic session, a lot of people would have questions. In the interest of time, we would request everyone, whoever has questions, to just put it on chat box, and we will put the questions to the speakers. We already have a few questions, so we can probably start with the first one. And I'll just throw the question, and anyone can pick it up. How to open new clubs during pandemic? How to handle the situation? I think that's the key question on everyone's mind. Sanish, if you can probably start.
Thanks. How to open a club? Yes, that's the $1 million question. I think I see all the fellow area directors laughing. So let me give an example. I started working on a community club from July, around mid-July last year, and it got a chartered somewhere around January. Now, it took a long time. When I started for the first demo meeting, I had around 25 guests, 25, 28 guests, and it got my hopes very high. And I was really very happy with myself, and I was counting myself, wow, 25, 28 guests, non-Toastmasters, it's going to be a cakewalk for me to charter a club in no time. I was like, okay, now how many clubs I can open in the rest of the 12 months? But it becomes challenging, and especially when it comes to public speaking, sometimes people have the expectations of being on the platform and the physical, which some people feel it's not getting the virtual platform, and it's difficult to ask people to come and join. But what I have learned during this process is to be patient with ourselves, with our team, focus on the process, and gradually things will happen, because it's a long period, it's a 12-month period. There were times when there were no guests, but I had role players, but I still went ahead and we conducted the meeting because the role players committed the time. And it was not just for getting the club charted, I felt a responsibility to ensure that since they had committed at the time, it should help them in giving the speeches and for their development as well. Now, what I have seen today right now is there are a lot of thematic clubs coming up, and which is really amazing. Like there is something like a backpackers club, and that too in a lockdown scenario, which I would have never imagined 7 or 8 years, 8 months back. So there is a lot of unique theme-based clubs. So the way the area director, the leaders, the idea generators have adopted, it's really amazing. So I would say it's up to imagination of each and every member what they can bring up, and that's the part of the challenge. It really helps you to increase your imagination. And like I said, the main important thing is be persistent and patient. Over to you, Rona.
Thank you so much. I think Sanish, that's a great message. You would always find like-minded people during pandemic. You would want to come together and start a club. And I think it's just about being innovative, finding the right set of people and making it work. Thank you so much. The next question is, and I would just try to, this is a relevant question for a lot of people out here, is what are the prerequisites to be an area director? Like some people have not even been a part of XCOM. Can you still apply for an area director position? Ravi, can you just take this question?
The
And if
prerequisite
anyone wants to add anything, please do add post after Ravi speaks. Yes, Ravi, sorry.
Sure, thank you. No problem. So the prerequisite for becoming an area director is to be a member of a person of a good standing club. That is the main requirement. While the other requirement that we see is to ensure that you at least served as a VP education or president. And that is not mandatory, let me tell you. That is just a rule, just so that you got already an exposure of the leadership capabilities that you already had in your hand, so that that can ease your work better when you become an area director. But apart from that, if you are a member of a good standing, welcome to the club.
Thank you so much. Anyone wants to add anything to this particular bit?
I just like to add one small thing. The
Yes.
reason, see, don't go by the prerequisite. As Ravi said, prerequisite, if you are a member of a club in good standing, you are eligible. But if you are going to give your time as an area director, okay, if you have been a president or a VP education, you know quite a lot. You have been a part of the area councils, you have been a part of the district council. So you get to know about how the district works, at least some idea. And that is why from there, once you come into an area director role, it becomes easier. Not easy, it becomes easier than it actually is. But if you have not been a president or a VP education and you're jumping in directly into an area director, it's going to be difficult, not only for you, but even for your division director with whom you are going to work. So try to understand from that perspective. So ideally, it is always good to be in your XCOM, especially as a president or a VP head, and then you come for an area director role. Yes, that's it. Over to you, Ron.
Thank you, Joylan. The next question is, will my pathways be affected if I become an area director? Will I still find time to give speeches and I can see everyone smiling at the same moment? So, yeah, I'm just throwing that question open. Just whoever
I
wants to
would like
speak
to
on it.
answer this.
Yes, Neha,
And
go ahead.
I have two examples here in this room. One is Division S Director, you all can see him, that's Hardik Shah. And the other is Area Director A2, that's me. So I have heard a lot, and I have been hearing also in my previous term when I was President and VP Education, that once you get into a district officer role, there is a lot to do, and you can't really get time for yourself, and you can't really devote time for your clubs. I see also we have Ankit with us, who is, I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he told me that he's visiting all his clubs. So it is all up to you whether you should be present on all the club meetings, give speeches, because your own vision is very important. Your individual goal is very, very, very important rather than just being a district officer. And what if you're not leading by example? What if you're not completing your own levels? What are you going to say to your members? So that is very essential. While you plan your area success plan, I would say plan your Toastmasters success plan as well.
Thank you,
That's
Neha.
for you
I
too.
think that's a very great powerful statement. That plan have a great personal success plan also. Like a lot has been spoken about club success, but please don't forget that you're here. You've joined Toastmasters for a reason, and that should never really been forgotten. Thank you, Neha, for just ensuring that everyone remembers that particular fact. One last question, since we are pressed for time, is that a lot of people again have this question that will becoming area director help me in my resume? Like, will it help me get a job, or will it help me with a promotion, or just a personal experience anyone wants to share how it has probably helped you in your career growth, or other personal growth? Yes, Ravi, go on.
Probably being the student and now getting converted into a professional, I think I must say yes. It did in fact help me to crack an interview, and especially a Versant round, which is very difficult to crack, where you need to have all the speaking, listening, writing, every other skill that you require. And this platform over the last 6 years that I have been has been a wonderful opportunity that is it's given me to learn all these things from you guys, and that has reflected me to crack that examination. And once I did that, the interviewer was also surprised why I was sitting for that, because I was much more overqualified for the job. But nevertheless, I had to get a job. So during this situation, I got one. So I must say, yes, it did, because they were looking at my resume and were asking about questions about Toastmasters. And that is the only question I think that I've answered confidently, although I was also good at my personal technical skills as well. So the point here to highlight is, yes, it will definitely matter when you are a Toastmaster and lead as a leader. Now that I am representing, when I join the organization tomorrow, they will look up to me as well. And that might also help me to grow quicker than who are waiting for their opportunity behind. So with this, over to you, Ronak.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Neha, you want to add something to that?
Just coming from a corporate background, I think what helps you, not just area director, but any leadership role in Toastmasters, helps you become a good listener, a good team player, also good manager. So you manage your time, your team, everything well, efficiently, and a good you are a team player and you perform really well, so a good performer too. So I think all in all, you are a good set of an individual, I would say, when you become any leader in Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Neha. I'm sure that this role has a lot to offer, and I'm convinced that this is going to be a great journey for anyone who applies and goes on to become an AD. I see four amazing ADs who have done a commendable job in the last 1 year. And thank you so much, guys, for taking time out and throwing such wisdom on this particular role. It has really opened a lot of the thoughts, and a lot of people who are considering this role. I'm sure the people who are going to select the ads tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day. Remember, tomorrow is the last day for applications. So if you still haven't applied, please pick up your laptops, pick up your mobile phones, and apply today, as they say. And I'm sure those guys are going to have a tough job selecting the right person, because now everyone has those answers ready with them. You have really equipped everyone with the right sort of arsenal required for the particular role. And thank you so much for making this Wednesday Wisdom truly full of wisdom. Also, with this, we would like to bring this session to a close. One particular thing that I would like to say is that, a lot was spoken about network being your net worth. So there is a meeting at Toastmasters for global entrepreneurs on this particular topic. I've been reminded that on chat. So please do attend that, because that will definitely help you know more about networking, etc.